Iran, and we have got a great guest joining us here on our big program. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend. Tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Hawed Nabi. I'm from Afghanistan originally. I've actually lived in Australia for the past 45 years. And I'm from the Pashtun tribe, which basically is there's four ethnic groups in Afghanistan: the Pashtuns, Tajiks, Uzbeks, Hazaras. I belong to the Pashtun tribes, which originally go back to the Israelites. And I'm Yusufzai, which is also can be translated as the sons of Joseph.
Fantastic.
And I've actually came and studied Masters of Social Work with Counseling. I've got a Bachelor of International Relations. I've got a Diploma of Community Services, Financial Planning. So basically lived here all my life. I know if you're not a student of comparative religion for the past 15 years.
Fantastic. So talk to us a little bit about your latest project, my friend.
Well, my latest project is basically Bani Israel, the Israelites, a reunification of the 12 tribes into one nation. That is the project that I've actually started for the past 4.5 years. And I've been discussing this with a lot of the Pashtuns and trying to get more awareness of who we are. Well, I've got a website by the name of IsraeliPashtuns.com, and there's a lot of information there about articles that were written by reputable newspapers, and there's some videos, YouTubes, and a bit of the information about our mission, who we are, what we want. Like, for example, building the third temple and being the 10 lost tribes of Israel after 2,700 years reuniting. And I know there's a lot of claims out there in the world today that say that they're the lost tribes. They're part of the lost 10 tribes of Israel. But the most compelling one is the ones that the Pashtuns have. We've been traditionally, orally, been told, maybe up to 60% of the Pashtuns have been told orally by their fathers and grandfathers that we are the sons of Jacob. And we were actually exiled here when the Assyrians attacked in 722 BC. There's archaeological evidence to prove that in Herat province and some other provinces, that when the Assyrians spread us out through the empire, we've got the practices and the customs that we still actually, the Jewish customs we practice. It's called Pashtunwaliya. Pashtunwaliya is a terminology that a lot of the Pashtuns practice besides their religion of Islam, which is basically the Torah. And there's also been some DNA tests that have been done with a few tribes like Yusufzai, my tribe, which is the sons of Joseph, where the Ephraim and Manasseh. So there has been, and there's some rabbis who actually have spoken about this as well, and saying that most likely the 10 tribes that were lost are the Pashtuns, and I've got that on the website as well. So it's just groundbreaking. A lot of people aren't aware of this.
So, yes, go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
So, and to be honest, I personally myself wasn't aware of all this 4 or 5 years ago. So you can consider it as a spiritual awakening, something that it's a mission that we have to do. Part of Ephraim and Manasseh and the son of Joseph, we have a job to do. We have a responsibility. We have a birthright of reunification, and that was the responsibility that was given to us.
Fantastic. So talk to us a little bit about the collaboration and cooperation between Jewish and Muslim Bani Israels, and with the shared blood, the ancestry, a common historical mission. Talk to us about this.
Well, at the end of the day, one thing is that we've been separated for 2,700 years. And there's we've assimilated with the people that live in Afghanistan and the people around Iran and all that. But that doesn't change the fact that we're the same people. We have the same covenant with Hashem. We have the same ancestry. As I always usually say to people that I'm not a Jew. The Pashtuns aren't Jews, but we're Jewish. Basically means that our souls are Israelis. It was our job. We as Bani Israelis, whether you're a Jew or a Muslim, we are a very different people. We were given a responsibility by God. We were given land not for the sake of just being special. We have a responsibility. And we as Pashtuns and Israeli Jews or Israeli Muslims, we have to understand who we are, what our responsibility together is. And the 10 tribes can't do this by themselves. The 2 tribes can't do this by themselves. Unless we reunify, unless we build the 3rd temple, unless we actually go towards our mission, our covenant, regardless of who stands against us, then we're not doing our job properly. Like, I mean, if you're a Jew, Israeli, I'm a Muslim Israeli or someone else is, it doesn't matter. We're still the same people. We still have the same mission. We still have the same covenant. We still have the same responsibility.
That is amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. So what has been the feedback that you've gotten from this latest book and project and everything that you're doing?
Well, I'll tell you, unfortunately, not so good, because there's a lot of animosity and misunderstanding. They know who we are, but they think that, okay, fine, we've become Muslim, that doesn't matter anymore. No, it does. There's a lot of, there are people who are starting to accept it and get re-educated, but it requires a much more grand scale of actually getting people to know who they are and what their responsibility is. But some people resist, and they think, oh no, we can't be Jews, we don't want to be Zionists, we're Muslims now, we're different, that means nothing. So that misconception that the Pashtuns have, whether you like it or not, my job is not to say that if Judaism is right or Islam is right. My job is to do our birthright. My job is to do the reunification. My job is to actually get our people aware and educate them to go on their mission and realize who we are. As I said, the rest of the world can hate the Israeli Jews, but the Pashtun Israelis should never hate their brothers and sisters. We're the same people.
That is fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. Mr. Hawed joins us here on a broadcast. Talk to me a little bit about the plans for exercising your birthright together and unify the nation of Bani Israel, emphasizing the role of experts in educating the world and the Pashtuns about their responsibility. Break that down for me.
Well, basically, the first thing is that the Pashtuns have to start realizing that who we are, what our mission is. It's about re-educating them and trying to build a bridge of understanding between the Israelis. Just imagine you've got 12 brothers, 2 or 3 of them become communists, one of them becomes an atheist, another one becomes a Christian. At the end of the day, they're your brothers. You don't kill them, you don't go against them, you don't forget your mission, you don't forget your blood. I mean, it's been 2,700 years that we've been separated, and now is the promised time. This was prophesied, and now this is the time that the Bani Israeli, Jewish and Muslims realize who we are and show the world who we are. Regardless, as I said, it might happen through peaceful means, or if there needs to be a war, unfortunately, Bani Israel, whether you're Jews or Pashtuns, where we should be ready for it. We're one nation, one people. At the end of the day, without us reunifying and actually backing each other up, right now, as you can see, the whole world's turning against Israel. The whole world, nations are turning against the people. And now is the time that as long as we reunify, we build the 3rd temple, our Messiah is going to come. And that is a job, that's a responsibility, and the whole world will know who's telling the truth and who's not. And let's get it over and done with.
Yeah.
And as I said, the Pashtun people have been brainwashed by people like Al-Qaeda, Taliban, ISIS, to believe in that the Jews are your worst enemies. They are they're the enemies of your religion. They should be wiped out. Right now, they believe that. So for me to actually get that out of their head, that requires collaboration. And people, a group.
We've got Mr. Hawed with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. So talk to us a little bit about discussing the perception of enemies of Bani Israel, defining them as potential threats to survival and existence, and drawing some of the parallels to historical events like the Holocaust. Break that down for us, my friend.
Well, can you repeat that question again? Just I want to make sure that I
Yes,
understood
indeed.
it.
Yes, indeed. We have got Mr. Hawed with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. So, discuss with us the perception of enemies of Bani Israel, defining them as potential threats to survival and existence, and drawing the parallels to historical events like the Holocaust.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'll start from the Holocaust. It doesn't start from the Holocaust, my dear friend. It starts from Moses. We have been, as a people, suffering. Hello, you there?
I'm listening, my friend. I'm listening. I'm just off camera. I'm going to give you the entire floor here. We're going to let you discuss this.
Sure, yeah. We, as a people, our suffering started from Moses. It ended in the Holocaust. And we've been suffering throughout the ages. So, and even now today, when we claim that that land is ours, or we promise that covenant, I mean, the world looks at us as a curse. I've had discussions with a lot of Arab Muslims and a lot of other ethnic Pakistani Muslims, Indian Muslims, that they have shown me animosity, and they have they've showed me so much hatred and so much animosity that I could realize how would a Jewish Bani Israeli feel. They don't like us as a nation. It's more to do with a nation. And as far as our birthright, our mission is concerned, we should not give a damn about anyone, what people think about us, what they think. It's our job. That's our responsibility. And it's about time that the suffering of the Bani Israeli people should stop. We've suffered enough, and that's why the coming of the Messiah is close. That's why the building of the third temple is close. That's why the reunification is close. And that's why I had a spiritual awakening to do my job. And as I said, it's a time that we should show the world that who we are. What we were promised was not a joke, and we're a special nation. We were the chosen nation. Regardless, being Pashtun or Jewish Israeli, we're the same blood and we have the same mission. And whether we like it or not, we have to collaborate, we have to get together. We're family, we're cousins, we're brothers, we're from the same descendants of Jacob. And we will most likely be facing the whole world. And the way we can win is when we reunite. And Hashem is going to be with us. We will have adversaries. Our adversaries are getting stronger. Like today, the Arabs are waiting for some schmuck called Mahdi to come and wipe the Jews and the Israelis off the face of the earth. Which is a dream they're gonna take into their graves. So, as I said, we also have to understand this existential circumstances we're in, and unfortunately, it's a shame that it's taking so much of a hard time, difficult task to get my people, the Pashtuns, to realize who we are. It's working, but as I said, you have to be consistent. It's not a one-day thing. It's a difficult thing, but we need the exposure. And as I said, even a Jew, Israeli, has to accept that at the end of the day, we can't quarrel over our differences because it's been 2,700 years. Of course, there's going to be differences between us. Of course, there's going to be changes. We've been apart so many years, but the last time I remember, before the Syrians attacked, we were in civil war with each other. We were slaughtering each other. I mean, we shouldn't repeat history again. This is the time that we should reunite and stand against our adversaries. And they might be anyone, whoever is our adversary, anyone who stands in front of our mission, anyone who stands in front of our covenant, anyone who stands in front of our reunification, anyone who starts in front of Israel fulfilling its promise with Hashem and the coming of the Messiah, we should stand up against them together. Not just the Jewish Israelis, all of us together as one nation. 12 tribes, one nation, one people.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program, a fantastic, fantastic guest. So talk to me a little bit about how you envision a unified nation of Bani Israel. Talk to me a little bit about promoting education, awareness, pride among the Pashtuns, fostering unity under one ideology and mission. Break that down for us.
Well, at the end of the day, I'll tell you something that the Pashtuns are very proud of. They are very proud. Pashtuns are a very proud nation, generally because we are Bani Israelis. We've always had that special feeling of being special. The Pashtuns, the only thing they have to understand is that, as I said, the world can hate the Jewish Israelis, the world can get against them, but they're your family. They are literally your family, and you have a job, you have a responsibility. And remind them of who they are, remind them of their past, remind them of their covenant. And I'm more than happy to sit down with any rabbi and say to them, the covenant was not made just for Judah and Benjamin. The covenant and the mission was made for the whole 12 tribes, the son of Joseph, the Manasseh, all 12 of us, all 12 tribes. It's not just the responsibility of Benjamin and Judah. I mean, if it was only that, then the other 10 tribes would be useless. But unless we reunite and we do our job together and go past our differences, we have to go past we don't have much time. As you can see what's happening around the world, it's not going towards a good place. And this is a time, and our Pashtuns need to understand that we are family. We have a job to do, and we have to do it together. And we have to go back to our roots. And if they don't do that, then on the day of judgment, they're accountable. Because our cousins like Judah and Benjamin, they have done a good job of actually retaking the land. Well done. I'm proud of them for that. And the Pashtuns to be proud of that as well, because they're doing what they were supposed to do.
Well, you are amazing, my friend. I really appreciate you making some time for us today. We have got a fabulous, fabulous guest joining us today here on our big program. So share the challenge and the breakthrough in your mission to educate the Pashtuns in Australia, Afghanistan, Iran about their Bani Israel roots and confronting controversy and misinformation.
Well, as I said, is this that the Wahhabi mentality, the terrorist mentality that exists in the Middle East, unfortunately, has taken the hatred and animosity to the point that you can't even speak to people. Challenging that ideology, that narrative, that rhetoric is very difficult. But at the same time, I've been getting death threats. I've been getting a lot of stigmatized. I've been polarized. But at the end of the day, there are people who 4 years ago were actually challenging me, doubting me, questioning me. Today, believe me and accept what I'm saying. So it's just a matter of they've been brainwashed. You just have to provide the facts and the evidence and reason with them and give them that kind of invitation and education so they don't have anything to say. I have never lost one single debate with a Muslim, whether they're Arabs or Pakistanis or Indians. They can't deny who we are, what we were promised, and what's going to happen. And I can tell you one thing, I know if any of the Muslims, your viewers or listeners are Muslims, they are going to come up for a rude shock in the sense that they're expecting that it's going to end according to how they want it, but unfortunately that's not the case. They're going to get a very rude surprise. The fact that the son of Joseph from the tribe of Ephraim or Manasseh is all of a sudden out of nowhere saying that I want to fulfill our birthright and reunify our 12 tribes, that should be a clear sign. Israelis have been saying all the time. And they're going to get a shock of their life.
Today he joins us live here on our big program, Coast to Coast, Border to Border on iHeartRadio today and also AMFM247.com. You can also find us KFRK in Denver. And for a complete list, check out our website at JIGGYJGUAR.com. So, talk to us a little bit about the end result. What is going to be the end result with all this?
Well, as an Israeli, I can answer you this question as a Bani Israeli, the coming of the Messiah, the fulfillment of our promise, the sufferings that we went through from the time of Moses up to the Holocaust. The stigmatization we're getting now is going to come to an end. It's going to actually, it will be all over, one way or the other. It's basically, it's for us, as an Israeli, it's what we were promised 5,000 years ago. That's what's going to happen. The kingdom of Bani Israel, whether it's Jewish or Muslim, doesn't matter, as long as it's from us. The coming of the Messiah and actually fulfillment of the kingdom of God to the chosen people, and us going back to our roots and fulfilling our promise. And I'll tell you one thing, this to the Christians and the Muslims might mean one thing, but in reality, it means peace. It means stability. It means equality. It means that Bani Israel and our Messiah is going to usher in a period that they never imagined. They never imagined.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting. Before we let you go, how do people get more information online?
Well, the best way they can do it is go to israelipashtuns.com, and that way they can actually get some more information. There's a lot of videos there and articles that actually provide evidence, and they can get their research starting from there.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you making some time for us today. You were amazing. Thank you for making some time. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it,
appreciate that.